there is a very interesting phenomenon that has come from the last 2 or 3 releases in the movies in Hollywood. There's this movie called The Sound of Freedom, and there's Indiana Jones, Dial of Destiny, and there's also currently Mission Impossible, Tom Cruise. Now, if you are to look critically, Indiana Jones spent, from the estimates, $300 million to make. And this, it's called Sound of Freedom. I think they spent 14 or 40. I'm not sure, but I'll confirm and I'll put the graphic there. Now, what is good business here? Because Hollywood has this business plan that for the big blockbusters, you have to make at least $500 million to break even. To break even. But I don't know. These guys, the Sound of Freedom, they made, I think, $40 million in the opening weekend, which was also not like one of the best weekends there for releases. So, but what happened is that it outsold Indiana Jones on the weekend it was released. So because this didn't have such a big budget. In fact, it's a movie that was produced a long time ago. 5 years are not really a long time. 5 years ago, by one of the Disney affiliate companies. They sold it to the Angel Studios, and the Angel Studios have monetized. I think they did a crowdfund to be able to pay for the cinemas. They got half, about 2,000 cinema halls less than Dial of Destiny, and still made more money. So it's quite obvious it's not budgets that make good movies per se. It has to have a good storyline. Because a lot of the movies right now being released are more ideologically slanted than just being a good story that will have a moral in it or a lesson in it. Now it's being pushed in your face that we are being moralized upon by the Hollywood elites. That one cannot happen. We also have our stories that we tell. There's a way we want to tell our stories. And if you can see, I'm going to do another video on the Cleopatra. Not another video, but I'm going to do a video on Cleopatra, and there's so many things that they got wrong. So this is basically a story that's been filtered through Western wokeism. So they say it's a documentary, but they are filtering this ancient story through modern day Western ideologies, especially of the woke variety. So we'll talk about that, but it's something to think about. These movies that they spend hundreds of millions of dollars to make, as in, I have no problem with it as long as you make your money back and you make great profit. I mean, that is what blockbuster means. But blockbuster used to mean that you make this extraordinary drug dealer like money from these movies. But right now, because of how they have changed their storytelling, that you can't just tell your story, the good story, without any ideological slant, that you always have to insert this identity politics everywhere. But they can tell, because it's a weird thing. It's like they've refused to listen to the fans, to the movie fans. They've simply refused to listen to the movie fans. And so once you do that, it's a wrap for you. Maybe you had deep pockets and you think you can't be touched. But this year alone, these big companies have fired their, what they call DEI officers, or this diversity, equity, and inclusion officers. These are the people who are meant to balance numbers in terms of black, gays, transgender, whatnot, just to insert them. And there seem to be an overemphasis on sexualities. I don't understand it. But okay, I do understand it, but they've missed the ball. I mean, sex sells, but it's not everything. And right now, they are giving you all that kind of weird Western proclivities. What are these called? People's kinks are now must-haves in movies, comics, animations. I mean, people's kinks are just that, they're very narrow-minded ideas. Okay, so my person has come, so I will continue with this discussion with you people. Cheers.